Hello, it's my favorite day, everyone. I'm Stephanie Gillison, and I'm here with my partner in crime, Hannah Maverick. It's Wednesday. We're going to cover a phenomenal destination this week. We have decided to bring back and cover St. Lucia. We did it long time ago in the very beginning of doing these webinars. But the reason why we're going to cover St. Lucia today is because one, airdomo.com is live. And if you haven't been to the site, you better go there and check it out. Number two, we have got so many amazing properties that are currently right now for sale in St. Lucia. And look, this is a place you want to check out. It's a place that is, well, first off, here's why I like it. Obviously, for those of you who know me or are getting to know me, you know that I love powerful women. St. Lucia is the only country on earth that is named for a woman. I mean, literally, you all, that is a true statement. And if you sit there and you rack your brain and you Google it or you chat GPT it, it's going to tell you the same exact thing, isn't it, Hannah?
Yep, it is the only sovereign nation in the world currently named after a woman. Her name was actually St. Lucia of Syracuse. But yeah, it's very, very exciting. My favorite fact about St. Lucia, though, it is the only country with a drive-in volcano. So you can literally drive up to the edge of the volcanic craters. It's super exciting. It's very cool. Something you won't find anywhere else. So I'm very excited to talk about St. Lucia.
Absolutely. And that volcano is not active. It hasn't been active in what, thousands of years, I believe?
Yeah, it's not an active volcano. So sorry for everyone who wanted to see an active one.
You don't have to worry about that. You can absolutely buy property there and not worry about that volcano erupting and ruining the property. So don't you worry about that. Look, if you haven't been to St. Lucia is obviously in the Caribbean. It's far south, right above South America. It is gorgeous. It's beautiful. It has rainforests. It has beaches. It almost reminds me a little bit of the rainforest that you see in Maui. If you've been to Maui, that's what it reminded me of. What I like too about St. Lucia is when you're there, you can look across the ocean, the Caribbean or the Atlantic, and you can see other islands, other countries, St. Vincent and the Grenadines and other places. And so you are close to other areas that you can get on a boat and go and visit. But, you know, tourism there has grown tremendously, and that's because the property value is still low. There's strong demand, but more people can afford there than a lot other places. Let's just say that.
Yes, absolutely. The island is English speaking, which makes it super accessible for all global investors and expats. And St. Lucia itself is known for its thriving cultural life. It has annual jazz festivals, carnivals, has a strong sense of community hospitality. And of course, there is the rum culture. Rum is the staple drink. A lot of local distilleries make unique blends and they infuse it with island spices. I mean, that's enough for me to go there.
Absolutely. And St. Lucia offers the Citizenship by Investment, the CBI program. So that allows qualifying property investors to gain a St. Lucian passport with visa-free access to over 140 different countries. So that's something of importance as well, too. So I love St. Lucia. If you can't tell, it's gorgeous. It's beautiful. And again, I'm excited about the properties that we've put online that are available right now. Some of them are brand new developments and others are resales. Some of them are short-term rentals that are already booked into the 2026, 2027 years. So let's dive in, Hannah.
Exactly. There's a lot of new inventory for St. Lucia on Airdomo. There is branded residences as well. So there's something for everyone, price-wise as well. So let's dive in. Stephanie, why do investors see St. Lucia as a promising property market?
Well, the thriving tourism, look, it is fueling strong rental demand for the villas, the resorts, and the vacation homes. Okay. Political stability, the use of English being its primary language, and it's an investment-friendly government. They actually make it appealing for international buyers to come there and invest. They want our money. They want us to have the availability ready so that all those tourists have wonderful places to stay. So that added benefit of citizenship by investment program, look, it gives St. Lucia an edge that some of the other islands and countries out there just don't have. And again, the pricing is just right. What might cost you 4 or 5 million elsewhere might only be less than $1 million, or right hovering around 1 million in St. Lucia.
Exactly. And the weather is always good. So that's definitely a plus. But when it comes to things like that, what should foreign buyers know before purchasing property in St. Lucia?
Okay, so non-citizens do need to apply for the alien landholding license, okay? So you're gonna apply for that. They wanna just make sure that you're not some criminal coming in to take up occupancy in their beautiful, country, all right? Also, the CBI program, which we've talked about, that's $200,000 purchase or more with government-approved real estate, all right? So it's a $200,000 purchase price or more, which it's obvious. You're going to spend that for sure. That's not going to be an issue. And that's going to be for qualified investors and their families for citizenship. So it's not just limited to that one investor. Taxes and fees. The stamp duty is 2 to 4%. So you're going to pay that at the time of purchase. You've got small legal fees. You've got some registration costs. And then the annual property taxes thereafter are extremely low. They're not reassessing everything every single year. So that 2 to 4% that you pay upfront on the stamp duty, that's the biggest expense you're going to have at the purchase.
Awesome. Great. So that all sounds good and well. So let's say we say yes to that investment. We say yes to St. Lucia. Which parts of St. Lucia are most attractive for real estate investment?
Rodney Bay, it's the lively hub with the marinas, the restaurants, the shopping. It's popular with the expats and the tourists, right? It's got a lot going on. It's definitely a part that, people need and want to see. You've got Soufriere and the Pittons. That is stunning landscapes, and it's the eco-luxury resorts. That is ideal for those high-end villas, okay? You want the ritzy houses with the pools and the privacy and the beachfront and the ocean views. That's what you're going to find there. Then you've got Cap Estate. It's an exclusive residential area with the golf courses and luxury properties. So if you're a golf enthusiast, that's where you're going to want to be for that. Marigot Bay, that's a popular choice. It's also known for its natural harbor and luxury resorts. It's great for rental income opportunities. Most of the resorts that were built in St. Lucia were in Marigot Bay. And so that's where you see a lot of tourists just automatically stay because it is close to those resorts. And then you have the Castries. That's the capital. That's a mix of residential, commercial, and then again, there's development opportunities there because growth is expanding, because tourism is constantly growing. Developers are looking at St. Lucia as that opportunity, especially when you talk about these branded residences, so to speak. And those branded residences like the Four Seasons, and that gives you that resort living without being in the hotel itself.
Exactly. So going off of what you just said, what are the trends that are actually shaping in the St. Lucian property market right now?
Well, the expansion of luxury resorts and boutique hotels, that again is supported by the high tourism arrivals. And because there's just not enough short-term rentals on the island, tourists are forced to stay in those luxury resort and boutique hotels. But we all know if a home is available, they're going to rent that first. I know I would. And so that's why this is a market that you can absolutely get involved in and purchase in if you're looking for that secondary income, or if you're looking to maybe buy that vacation home that you can use a couple months or a few weeks out of the year, but get a constant paycheck from it the rest of the year. All right. There is increasing global interest in St. Lucia with the second citizenship through the CBI program. That's huge, okay? That also, there's a demand for these approved developments as well too, because the land is affordable and the cost, is keeping construction much lower as well too. Rising popularity of vacation rentals, we keep talking about that. The tourists want private villas. So the trends are leaning in that direction. You're not going to see high-rise condos. That's not anything that you're going to find in St. Lucia. You're going to see private villas with amenities over traditional hotels.
Exactly. I do want to say to everyone who's chiming in right now, and for everyone who's going to be watching this later, if you do have any questions about the St. Lucian property market or the properties, please do let us know in the comments and we'll get back to you. Always, anytime that there are some questions on our topics, please do. And now let's close off with my favorite topic every time, ROI. So how can investors maximize their returns in St. Lucia?
Well, you got to reach out to airdomo.com and start looking at what we've got there, and then let us guide you to those so that you can make sure you're getting those high returns on your investment, because we're going to help you target those prime areas with that strong tourism demand, right? We're going to make sure that those properties are approved for that CBI purchase. We want you to be able to have that. We also want to explore the luxury villas and boutique eco resorts because those command higher rental rates. We're going to work with our trusted legal local experts to make sure that the transaction runs smoothly and that everything is covered from the legal standpoint locally. And then we're going to consider that long-term appreciation potential. St. Lucia continues to develop its tourism infrastructure and global appeal, and so appreciation is going to continue to rise as well. And so all of that is exactly why we have airdomo.com. And so if you haven't been to the site yet, make sure you do. Make sure you check us out on all social media. Make sure you're following us. I think we have I know we have over $2 billion worth of real estate on the site. And I think by the end of this week, we're going to have another huge island of inventory in Turks and Caicos coming soon too. So that's going to be exciting.
So exciting. Yep. Well, thank you guys so much. This was great. St. Lucia is such a beautiful destination, and I'm looking forward to next week when maybe we'll talk about what Stephanie just gave our secret away.
No, next week I'm going to be on location.
Yes. Where are you going to be joining us from? Do you want to tell everyone?
I'm going to be in Whitefish Lake, Montana. You all, look, you talk about a destination. Yes, it's in America, but it is definitely a destination. And so I'm going to be live from the lake there, and we're going to do this webinar, and we're going to, maybe we'll talk a little bit about it, and we'll also cover Turks and Caicos as well. But I will have a different, I won't be in my house next week. That's for sure.
That's awesome. Thank you so much.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.